Hey everybody, so today is Friday, April 7th, and I'm bringing you another update on the Exocet Miata. I have something to say about that. I can't call it an Exocet anymore. I actually had a polite message from the owner of Exomotive, and he politely requested that I do not refer to it as an Exocet anymore because it isn't, and I understand. I don't want to interrupt his branding and try to confuse people, whatever. That wasn't my intention, but I'll stop referring to it as that now. So I do need to come up with a name. If you guys have any suggestions, I would appreciate those in the comments below. I do have one thing in mind, but I'm not going to reveal that until the car is driving. So hopefully that'll be soon. But as of today, we are 23 days away from the first autocross event of the season. And without further ado, I guess let's have a look at where the car is at right now. As you guys can see, it's a pretty big change from what we saw about a month ago. All the bracing in there, got mounts for the steering wheel. Some brackets for the brake booster, clutch components, steering column to go through there. Got the strut mounts all figured out. Here's some radiator mounts. This is going to come out. That's just holding these in place for now. Some more bracing up front. Some mounts to connect to the subframe. A place to hook up the battery. So it used to be a rear mounted battery in the Miata, but we're moving that up to the front and keeping that on the passenger side for weight distribution. But in the rear, we don't really have room because of the fuel tank that we're using. My neighbor actually gave us a free one, a fuel cell that he wasn't using, so we're implementing that now, if I could find it. Oh, it's back here. All right, so here's the driver's seat, the fuel tank, inline fuel pump, which is going to be outside of the tank, box that my dad made that we're going to use to go around the tank for extra protection in the event of a rear collision. Here's a bunch of old fuel components, stuff that we're not going to need. I mean, the car had 186,000 miles, so that stuff's probably pretty clogged up and gross anyway. And I'm pretty excited to hear this custom exhaust that we made. We had a muffler donated to the project from a guy at my dad's work. We actually did a little bending there with the Harbor Freight tube bender. It worked out pretty nicely, gave us a little more clearance around the diff. So that's the old fuel components, and here's a bunch of new stuff we got from Jegs. Actually came in the mail this week, so that should make it pretty easy. Looks like pretty high quality components. Got a fuel pressure regulator, some exhaust hangers for our custom exhaust, 10 feet of braided fuel line. Then up here is the roller skate again. All right, so yeah, the parking brake is installed. Got that all figured out. There's a mount for that on our, I guess you could call it, center console. So you can see there's a problem here with the clearance on between the drive shaft and the power plant frame, because we shortened it 8.5 inches. The angle's a little different, I think, and where it meets up, whatever. So we're gonna have to shave some off of here, and hopefully that'll give us enough clearance everywhere we need it to not have to worry about that. So we got the exhaust manifold on here and a pipe that connects straight to that. But we did have to do a little modification there. We heated up both ends actually, and bent them a little bit to work a little bit better underneath our tunnel. And we did fix the front sway bar, got some nice adjustable end links there. So yeah, I guess pretty much all we have left to do at this point is welding together all of these joints. I think my dad is going to do that tomorrow while I'm at work. Just get those all wrapped up in high quality. And then after that, we'll have to install all those fuel components, get that situation figured out, and then worry about wiring. And that was the last three things: wiring, fuel, and seating position. But we actually have that figured out now. So once this is all welded up, I think it's going to be time for, I guess, welding, priming, maybe painting. I don't know if that's going to be done later. We'll get everything on now and go back in later and prime and paint. But yeah, once it's all put back together, then it's fuel, electronics, and then see if this baby will start and drive. But yeah, it's getting really exciting. Also, I'm kind of on edge, wondering if we're going to be done in time for April 30th, the first Autocross event. But I don't know, if it's not, maybe I'll drive the Mustang, or I wanted to try the Cobalt. I think that thing wouldn't actually do too bad. But we'll keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. But until then, thanks a lot for watching and have a good one.